Imagine a place where towering snow-capped mountains rise against a deep blue sky, a lake as calm as a giant mirror, and ancient castles quietly nestled against the cliffs. It's hard to believe it. That is Switzerland, a small yet captivating country that enchants the world with its rare and breathtaking beauty. Here, majestic nature, rich history, and serene tranquility blend seamlessly, creating a symphony of unparalleled splendor. Today, we will explore this land together, not only with our eyes but also with our hearts, to fully appreciate its beauty. The towering peaks reach up to touch the azure sky, becoming the legend of the majestic Alpine range. If there exists a place where one can truly feel the smallness of humanity before the vastness of nature, it is the Alpine Mountains. Like a silken ribbon of ice draped across the heart of Switzerland, these mountains are more than mere terrain. They become symbols, legends, and the conquering dreams of countless adventurous souls. Amidst countless majestic mountains, one name left an indelible mark on my soul from the very first glance: the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn stands utterly distinct from all other mountains. It rises solitary and towering into the sky, piercing the blue heavens like a colossal spear, cold and proud. This near-perfect pyramid-shaped mountain has become the most famous symbol of Switzerland, appearing on postcards, chocolate packaging, and even in the dreams of countless travel enthusiasts. But that beauty is also tied to a past filled with sorrow. In 1865, the first expedition to conquer this mountain peak paid the price with their very lives. 4 members of the team now rest eternally in the depths of the abyss. Since then, the Matterhorn has not only symbolized the grandeur of nature but also become an emblem of courage and humanity's relentless pursuit to conquer its limits. At the foot of the Matterhorn lies the peaceful town of Zermatt, where the sounds of engines and car horns are absent. Only the whisper of the wind and the chime of church bells fill the air. From here, visitors can take a cable car to the summit of the Matterhorn or to Gornergrat, Europe's highest observation deck. Standing amidst the sea of clouds and snow in that place, you'll feel as though you've stepped into another world, far removed from reality. Top of Europe. At an elevation of 3,454 meters, this is the highest railway station on the continent, connected by a rail line that cuts through the heart of the mountain. A bold and magnificent feat of human engineering. The ship glided slowly through the pitch-black tunnels, then suddenly opened up to a dazzling sky. Before you stretched an endless white sea, where Sambang Alex spread infinitely with no end in sight. Here, you can explore the Ice Palace, the exquisitely carved tunnels within the heart of Frost Peak Mountain, or conquer Sash Fin Observatory, where the glass balcony extends into the open sky, bringing you closer than ever to touching the heavens. Chung Froshoff is not just a destination, but a place where you can listen to the heartbeat of the Alpine range. Amid the biting cold of snow and wind, you still feel a gentle warmth, the sensation of truly living amidst the vastness of earth and sky. The lake, the mirror of nature and culture. Beyond the snow-capped mountain peaks, Switzerland continues to captivate travelers with its serene lakes, reflecting the soul of the country. Quiet and unspoiled, these tranquil waters nestle among the highlands like vast mirrors, capturing the blue skies and preserving the memories and cultural depth of this land. At the top of the list is Lake Geneva, also known as Lac Léman in French. Stretching along the border between Switzerland and France, the lake spans an area of up to 600 square kilometers. Its calm surface resembles a sheet of blue silk, meandering past vineyards, ancient castles, and picturesque lakeside towns. On clear days, you can see the limestone mountain range shimmering on the lake's surface, creating a breathtakingly beautiful scene. By the lakeside, the city of Geneva appears like an elegant, humble lady, both ancient and brimming with vitality. Here, you will admire the Che Riu, a giant fountain soaring up to 140 meters high, like a towering flame of water shooting straight into the sky. Each drop of water, each murmur of waves lapping against the shore is like the whisper of a city steeped in an international spirit, yet still preserving the quintessential beauty of Switzerland. On the shores of Lake Geneva, standing out against the calm waters is the image of Chillon Castle, a medieval architectural masterpiece perched on a small rocky island. It is considered one of the most beautiful symbols of this picturesque lake. Chillon, with its red-tiled roof, gray stone walls, and prime waterfront location, is an ideal destination that blends ancient charm with natural beauty. The castle captivates not only with its unique architecture but also with how it blends into the lakeside scenery, like a fairy tale dream amidst the grand symphony of water, mountains, and sky. Then to Geneva, our journey took us to Lucerne, the city by the lake of the same name, hailed as one of the most beautiful places in Switzerland. Unlike the grand and luxurious Geneva, Lucerne exudes a simple, warm charm with a strong artistic vibe. Lucerne not only sparkles like a precious gem but is also surrounded by majestic mountain ranges like Pilates and Retry, making it resemble a vivid oil painting. Along the lakeside lies the old town of Lucerne, with its soft pastel houses, windows vibrant with fresh flowers, and cobblestone streets winding around medieval-style buildings. But perhaps the most impressive is Chapeau Bridge, a covered wooden bridge built in the 14th century. I cast my shadow upon the lake and adorn it with ancient paintings that tell the history of the city. Every step on the bridge feels like a journey back to the past, where the distant clatter of horse hooves, the echoing church bells, and the very breath of time seem to linger around you. If you're looking for a truly quiet place, visit Washi Lake, also known as Black Lake. Amidst the vast forests and endless grasslands of the Cermet region, the lake lies hidden, exuding a serene and secluded beauty. The dark-hued water, embraced by towering mountains and the shadows of trees cast upon it, resembles an ancient mirror still holding forgotten dreams. Not noisy, not chaotic, the Swiss lakes offer a uniquely peaceful rhythm of life. A slow pace of life, deep listening, and thoughtful reflection. Here, simply sitting by the shore, watching the sky reflect upon the water's surface is enough to make you realize that beauty sometimes needs no words. It only asks to be quietly felt with the whole soul. Here are the 3 English translation options, corresponding to the Vietnamese versions. If the majestic mountains are the soul of Switzerland, and the crystal-clear lakes its gentle breath, then the ancient castles and moss-covered streets are the most vivid memories this land has preserved throughout the centuries. In Switzerland, time does not rush by but lingers on every stone, every window frame, every chime of the bell echoing through the misty morning. Upon the mirror-like stillness of Lake Geneva, Churlin Castle rises majestically, like an undisturbed fairy tale dream. With over 1,000 years of history, the castle stands majestically on a small rocky island, once a key strategic stronghold controlling the vital route connecting northern and southern Europe. The gray stone walls covered in moss, the winding corridors hugging the lakeside, the frigid dungeons and chapels bathed in candlelight. All of it makes you feel like you've wandered into an unfinished story. This place was not only the residence of the Counts of Savoy but also once served as the prison where the poet François Bonivard was held, who later became a symbol of freedom in European poetry. In the darkness of the stone prison, where his footprints remain etched on the cold ground, people do not just see the past, they also feel the indomitable spirit of a man. Then relax and follow the A River to the capital, stepping into one of the best preserved old quarters in Europe. Vientiane stands apart from the typical image of a capital city, lacking the abundance of glass skyscrapers or the bustle of wide, sprawling boulevards. Instead, Venice is like a city painted by an artist's hand. Every ancient arch, every flower-adorned window whispers its own tales in its own rhythm, making anyone who stops feel their heart sway with every step. The golden-hued stone mills, the cobblestone streets winding along the river, and the intricately carved fountains from the 16th century, all stand silent like an ancient melody. The first stop is the exit lock clock tower, where time is not only measured by minute and hour hands but also revealed through the intricate movements of an ancient astronomical mechanism. Every passing hour, the bells chime, and tiny figurines emerge in a ritual repeated for centuries. Nearby stands the Grand Brand Church, towering with the tallest spire in Switzerland, alongside the Federal Palace, where the Swiss Parliament convenes, retaining its ancient charm amidst the modern world. However, Bran is not just a place that preserves history, but also nurtures the unique stories of this land. When you come here, you can visit the Instan Museum, a place that vividly recreates the life and great works of the genius who once lived in this city. You can also visit Burbit, the mysterious bear pit by the riverside, long revered by the Brand people as a sacred symbol of the city, an inseparable part of its very soul. For Switzerland, beauty does not lie in extravagance, but in how they cherish the past as if preserving a breath. Every castle is a living page of history, every old street a slow-motion reel of memory. And when your footsteps softly echo upon the ancient stone, in that very moment, you will deeply feel that you are walking through the flow of time, not merely space. The valleys and waterfalls. If the Ambert Range is the towering pinnacle of Switzerland, then the valleys and meandering streams at its feet are nature's gentle symphony. Where water, stone, and air blend into one, composing a wordless symphony that can only be fully felt with all your senses. One of the landmarks that lingers vividly in travelers' minds is Grey Falls, the most majestic waterfall in Europe. From afar, the roaring sound of cascading water echoed, like the unrelenting fury of 1,000 years. The Grey River is usually so gentle, but when it reaches this stretch, it suddenly turns furious, cascading down with a 23-meter drop and stretching up to 150 meters wide. The water, white and foaming, surged violently against the rocks, spraying white froth like a herd of wild horses galloping through the ancient forest. You can stand on the observation decks to take in the view, or if you're feeling braver, step onto a boat to get close to the foot of the waterfall. There, the roaring sound and the spray of water crashing down create a trembling rain, blending together in a mesmerizing symphony. If Grey's roar echoes like the call of the wild, then Lauterbrunnen is a gentle melody, whispering and lingering forever in the soul. Valley of 72 Waterfalls. Here, the water does not pour down in torrents, but drifts gently, floats dreamily, or falls leisurely from the sky like a soft, ethereal brushstroke. This Taubach is the most magnificent embodiment of that beauty. A slender white silk ribbon cascades from a height of nearly 300 meters, swaying gently in the wind like the breath of a slumbering giant. Venture deeper inside, and you'll discover Trümmerbach, a hidden underground waterfall system nestled within the mountain. Here, tons of melting ice and snow from the peaks of Trunfro and Mold cascade down like concealed fury. Amid the damp, frigid darkness, the water roared through the narrow crevices of rock, making one feel as though they stood before an ancient being, fierce, untamed, and unconquerable. But it's not just the water. The Lauterbrunnen Valley also preserves the most pristine beauty of the Swiss countryside. Tiny villages like Gwengen or Morin cling to the mountainside, where wildflowers bloom along the paths, cowbells chime across the hills, and golden sunset light bathes the ancient wooden rooftops. Everything was so peaceful that everyone wanted to stop, sit down, and breathe in the fresh air of the open sky. Further to the east lies the Engadin Valley, where nature reveals itself generously yet without losing its majestic grandeur. The lakes on the highlands, the winding trails through the meadows, and even the ancient Romanche language, still preserved by the locals as a spiritual treasure. This is not merely a destination, but a distinct realm. In Switzerland, water is not just water. It is the melody of the earth and sky, the whisper of the mountains and forests, the memory of flows that existed long before humanity. And standing in the valley, where the roar of the waterfall blends with the whispering wind, you will understand why this nature is not only beautiful but also genuine, majestic, and sacred. Like an ancient prayer still echoing to this day. You can explore endless scenic routes by train and cable car. Not everyone can climb mountains, but in Switzerland, that's not an issue. You can still conquer the breathtaking peaks of the Alps just by taking cogwheel trains. The cable cars sway gently or the slow-moving trains glide through clouds and rocky peaks. One of the most impressive journeys is the Gornergrat-Bahn, Europe's highest cogwheel railway, taking travelers to the summit of Gornergrat at 3,089 meters. Departing from Zermatt, the train winds through pine forests, alpine meadows, and icy streams before revealing the breathtaking panorama of 4,000-meter high mountain peaks. It includes the Matterhorn, the iconic symbol of Switzerland. From the summit of Gönnerach, visitors can enjoy panoramic views of the Ampers Range from every angle, with the Gönner Glacier winding below, the second largest glacier in the region. Another notable destination is Mount Pilates, located near the city of Lucerne. Here, visitors can experience the world's steepest cogwheel railway, with a maximum gradient of up to 48%. The train will take you from Ambrenestes up to the mountain peak over 2,100 meters high, offering a stunning view of Lake Lucerne and the central Swiss region. On clear days, you can even see the Tura mountain range and the Black Forest on the horizon. Not only famous for its trains, Switzerland also attracts visitors with its cable car system that takes people to the most remote and lofty locations. A prime example is the cable car route to Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, the highest observation deck in Europe. The cabin glided through the valley, amidst the massive ice formations, giving the sensation of floating midair. Additionally, if you prefer a more relaxed experience, you can choose L'Averse Express, a small tourist train that runs along the iconic terraced vineyards of the L'Averse region. The ship carries you through the mist, offering a breathtaking view of the poetic Geneva lake below from above. Amidst small villages and vineyards dating back to ancient Roman times, visitors will have an unforgettable experience riding in a small train car leisurely gliding through lush green grape fields, accompanied by the cool breeze blowing in from the lake. In Switzerland, transportation is not merely a means of getting around but an essential part of the journey experience. The trains, cable cars, and mountain railways don't just offer convenience. They also provide opportunities to admire the country's beauty from the most breathtaking perspectives. There are places your feet may not yet reach, but your heart will surely tremble upon seeing them. Culture, cuisine, and the artistic lifestyle of the Swiss. When you cross the snow-capped mountains and mist-covered roads, you'll realize that the true beauty of Switzerland lies not only in its majestic landscapes but also in how its people harmonize with nature. Gentle between tradition and savoring life at its own rhythm, slow yet deeply cherished. Swiss culture is a unique blend of four distinct linguistic and cultural regions: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. But instead of conflict, they coexist harmoniously, complementing and enriching each other. You can start your day by strolling through a German-speaking village, savoring Italian cuisine for lunch, then immerse yourself in French melodies at an outdoor concert in the evening. All as naturally as if you truly belonged there. That is the Swiss spirit, diverse yet united, never fragmented. The cuisine here embodies the same spirit, simple, rustic, yet rich in flavor and deeply rooted in this land. You can't talk about Switzerland without mentioning Fromage Gruyere, the famous cheese produced in the town of Gruyere. Visitors can stop by La Maison du Gruyere, a cheese factory that follows traditional production methods. Here, fresh milk is heated in copper vats, then manually cultured and pressed before being aged in stone cellars for several months. The creamy Gruyere cheese, with its mild saltiness and subtle hint of chestnut aroma, embodies the essence crystallized from lush pastures, a unique climate, and generations of sustainable farming. Right next to it stands Gruyere Castle, an ancient medieval structure towering atop the hill, offering a sweeping view of the village and the lush green valley below. Thien is not only a place of historical beauty but also a crossroads between tradition and modernity. Here, you can admire ancient grand halls while also visiting the H.R. Giger Museum, home to the works of the Swiss artist who designed the creatures for the famous film Alien. From refined culinary feasts to exquisite glasses of wine, from vibrant murals in the Old Town to world-class music festivals, Switzerland has never been just a sightseeing destination. It's a place to experience with all your senses, to savor every moment, and to embrace the slow rhythm of life amid a bustling world. Here, people don't rush to chase after time but immerse themselves in a slow-paced rhythm of life. They might spend an entire Sunday morning leisurely strolling around the lake, chatting over a warm cup of coffee, or getting lost in a book by the window, gazing at the snow-capped mountains. And perhaps it is this very vitality, quiet yet profound, that makes Switzerland unforgettable, leaving one with a deep longing to return. Swiss National Park, a symphony of untamed nature. In a country renowned for its intricate structures and near-perfect order, it's hard to believe there still exists a place almost devoid of people. Wild, pristine, and so majestic it leaves one speechless. That is the Swiss National Park, nestled deep in the Engadine Valley in the eastern part of the country. Established in 1914, this is the oldest national park in Europe and the only area in Switzerland to be so strictly protected. No residential, construction, or exploitation activities are permitted within the boundaries of this area. Covering an area of over 170 square kilometers, the park is home to various wildlife species such as mountain goats, red deer, snow foxes, and golden eagles. Everything is observed from a distance with absolute respect. Over 80 kilometers of clearly marked hiking trails take visitors through peaceful valleys, ancient forest paths, and sun-drenched limestone mountain ranges. No roaring engines, no cable cars or roadside stalls, just the wind singing, the rhythm of footsteps, and occasionally the fleeting sound of a hunting bird's wings slicing through the sky. Swiss National Park is not merely a destination for sightseeing, but a place where we listen to nature speak in its purest language, silence. Switzerland may be just a tiny dot on the world map, but it's a miniature universe of beauty. Here, majestic mountain ranges, crystal clear lakes, ancient villages nestled by train stations, vast open valleys, and a harmonious melody all blend together, creating an unbelievably perfect symphony. Your journey may only last a few days, but what you bring back isn't just beautiful photos, it's also a heart full of cherished memories. Eyes lost in the heights of Chonareth, the morning mist draped over Sermet, a quiet savoring of Gruyere cheese amidst the Engadin meadows. Then there will come a time, amid life's relentless rush, when you suddenly remember that place, the land you only passed through once, yet your heart remains forever restless. That place becomes a beautiful stillness within you, because a part of your soul stayed behind in Switzerland.